What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Normally it'd be a Minecraft or Roblox video, since that's what I'm mainly doing these days. I've still got a blooming cold, so apologies if I do sniffle a lot in this video. I always get a cold when I'm recording videos, so that's annoying. Normally it would be a Minecraft or Roblox video. In fact, I haven't done Minecraft in ages, but we'll do that soon. Today is actually going to be something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing a model bus review. And most of these model buses you can't get anymore. They are very limited edition. Not many of them exist. They are getting harder and harder to find, so price is definitely going up. That's for sure. Anyways, let's begin on the right hand side. This is a Gemini 1. It says a Gemini 1 from Corgi's original omnibus collection. It's the East Yorkshire. It's the East Yorkshire livery. It goes to Cottingham via Beverley Road. It runs on the 105. Definitely a really nice livery. It kind of reminds me of the what do you call it? The old Headingham Chambers Connect, aka Connect buses livery, because it's got that white cream colour, then the dark red, maroon, and then yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. But overall, that is a really good bus. The price is definitely going up on this one since it's not an easy one to find. So yeah, that's the Gemini 1. Next we'll move on to this bus. This one is a Scania Omni-City London Underground replacement bus service. It runs when the Piccadilly line is not operating to Heathrow. So it goes from Heathrow Terminal 4 to Hatton Cross, Heathrow Terminal 4, Hatton Cross, Heathrow Terminal 4, Hatton Cross. It just keeps saying that all along. But this, when I first saw this on eBay, I was like, what the heck is that? I'd never seen it before. It was for £20, which I thought was a little bit overpriced, but when I looked online to see the actual price of this bus, I was absolutely mind blown at how much this was going for. So I saw it in its box for like 120 quid, so this is definitely a very rare model, so I'm glad I got it before it went off to somebody else. Now the detail on this bus is superb. I really do like the destination, because it says London Underground Replacement Service. It's got the logo on that, which is really funny actually. Unfortunately, that bus does not run anymore. I don't think. I don't know actually. I could be wrong. Next up, we've got this CMNL. That's North Chords. That's North Chords limited edition. Enviro 400 metro line that runs in London. It's on the 24 route to Hampstead Heath via Camden Town. Unfortunately, these buses do not run anymore. They have been withdrawn, which is sad. But they are really actually really good when it comes to bus servicing. They're not that terrible. They do break down a lot, unfortunately. When I was on Enviro 400 in London once, it did break down quite a lot. They had it on there for like a couple of days, and it kept breaking down. A day after a day, it kept breaking down. Because I did have a holiday in London before, so that was definitely interesting. But yeah, if there's any buses that are going up in price, it's definitely the Enviro 400s. Last time when I got this one, it was for I got this for £20 on eBay. Actually, I got this from the big bus show in I think it's Dis, yeah, Dis. And I was able to get this one and another one, which I know I've got in the review later on, I got this one for £20. I got the other one for £20 as well. So these are definitely getting harder and harder to find. But I suggest if you want to find an Enviro 400 model just like this one, I would suggest going to the bus conventions that are out in the UK, because the bus conventions are the best places to go for these models, since people want to sell them there for quite cheap. So you could definitely find some models like these for quite cheap there. But I don't know about this year, since they're getting harder and harder to find, so the price is definitely going up on these Enviro 400s. Yes, enough talk about that one. Next up we've got... Oh, it's stuck in the hole. Next we've got another red bus going green for London. This is a Enviro 400 Metroline hybrid bus. Runs on the Route 16 to Victoria via Edgware Road. It is a bus being powered by cleaner electric hybrid technology. So this was the first hybrid Enviro 400 they made. And of course with these Enviro 400s, the engine does in fact open, but doesn't want to today. It's not a big issue. But this is the first hybrid they made of the Enviro 400s. I think it looks really spectacular. I love how they've done the livery on this. It looks very unique. It just shows that they're improving their hybrids. Unfortunately, most buses in London now are electric. These are ones like these Enviro 400s. This isn't diesel, this is hybrid. All the Enviro 400s that you see in London nowadays, they're most likely going to be hybrids, because the old diesel ones, they're starting to come out of service now, because they're not really doing much for the environment. They're trying to make more electric buses which don't use much air pollution, since air pollution is becoming a big problem in London recently. It's certainly not helping the amount of carbon dioxide that's in the air. So London is trying to advance in getting electric buses, which they're doing really well at the moment, though gotta say I definitely prefer the diesels, because they just sound better. I don't know why, I just like the sound of them. Next up, we've got the Spirit of London. We've got Spirit of London Enviro 400. That's LX55 HGC. Run on the route Mile 30 to Marble Arch. And this one is actually a really, really nice one. It's definitely got a different... The rears on these Enviro 400s that I've got, they're all some different. Some of them have got fans on the back, some of them have like just random textures on the back, but this one has got like little engine thing there. And of course let's see if I can get this one. You see, I don't want to take these flaps off just in case, because these models they're ever so delicate and you don't want to break them. So these models are not for children, they are collectibles. Even though I am supposedly still young, I do take very good care of my models. Some of them are broken, so like the Scania Omni City, that was that came like that though. So I do try to keep my buses in the best conditions possible. But no, they're not going for sale anytime soon, since I have a big obsession for buses. What's good about this one is, if you look here, it actually's got some numbers on it. SCG 18500, which I believe is the name for this, is the number for this bus. Yeah, it says it there. You can't really see that. You can also see it there. if you get one of these models for yourself, definitely consider taking great care of them. Because if you break anything, you can get it replaced, but I would keep them in the best condition possible so the original things do stay on. Look, I mean, this handbar's loose. Because I keep my models in their boxes still, since I don't want them to break, obviously. This is probably my second favourite model, because my favourite has got to be this one. This is the London General Enviro 400 Trident, and this runs on the run 1946. No, 1946 doesn't make any sense. The 196 to Tooting Broadway via Brixton. Unfortunately, this livery does no longer exist in London. It is completely gone. If we just take the bus up a little bit, it says GAG4. The rear on this one does open quite easily, but once again, I'm not going to force it to come open. Yeah, no, that's not going to come open. So this one is a super rare one. Well, it's not super rare, but it is definitely hard to find. It's not cheap. So I can say it's not cheap. Yeah, these are definitely one of those models you want to find. Unfortunately, due to this model being old and not mine at first, the wind mirror is starting to fall off, but that's nothing a little Super Glue can't take care of. Super Glue can easily deal with that. Now, this is definitely my second favourite. Well, no, this is definitely my favourite one, since the Spirit of London is my second favourite one. Unfortunately, that Spirit of London one, some silly kids decide to set it on fire. No reason at all. They just wanted to set it on fire, which was a stupid idea in my opinion. They should not have done that in the slightest. You can tell this one's older since it's got this. You can't really tell on the camera, but this is more like darkish white, which shows how old it is. These are not these are not models that you'll find in the open. They are definitely collectibles, and they are definitely rare. So I'm trying to keep them in the best ways possible. There we go. Now this one I'm going to be very careful of. This is the pure black. This is the pure blank white Enviro 400 with a single door, and I'm being extra careful with this one since the rear, since the back bumpers, unfortunately, for some reason, fall off all the time. So I'm not going to be messing around with this one too much. You can see there, look, it's starting to fall apart already. Nothing Super Glue can't take care of, though. We've got all the basic details on here. We've got the yellow wind mirrors this time. It's definitely longer than the other Enviro 400s I've got. That's probably because it's if you can actually find there's actually a lot of these local to me. These types of Enviro 400s, they're Connect Bus. I've got a lot of them. Of these Enviro 400 facelifts, you can see the backs just come off, and that is something you want to be ever so careful of. You do not want these models to break, otherwise then you're not gonna get a new one, because these are definitely getting hard to find. And this one in particular, we got this when it was out in the model bus shop. You can check online, it says model bus collection. You can search for this one, and it's not for sale anymore, because it was for £70. We got it. It was quite steep, but when I checked eBay, it started selling for like 150 odd quid or something. So it's definitely very, very expensive, very hard to find. I personally wouldn't ever mess with this one, because, as I've said, they're expensive. It's quite nice. It's really nicely detailed. The only two here are the only ones with not destinations. Same goes for this Gemini 3 street deck. This is a double door Gemini 3 street deck, and it is a very, very detailed model. I got this from the Model Diecast store online. It was also 70 odd quid. It was pretty steep, but as I mentioned, this one and the Enviro 400, the price is going rapidly up when they sell. When they're out of stock. Oh, pardon me. When they're out of stock, they tend to go in price. They tend to go up in price by a lot. But yeah, I try not to mess around with these models because, well, I don't mess around with these models at all since, as I said, they are not cheap and they are definitely not common. They are very rare. So, street decks, they are insanely hard to find. Every time I try to search eBay, I see them, but the ones in the UK, you mainly see the ones in Hong Kong on eBay that sell for like 50 odd quid. It's not terrible, but it's not great at the same time, if you get what I mean. But the UK versions of the street decks, they are certainly not easy to find. They are definitely one of those ones that is quite rare. You don't see them often. But yeah, that's quite the model. Right, that one. Next we've gotta be careful with this one as well, since the wind mirror is also bound to fall off this one. This is the Enviro 400 hybrid. This is another Enviro 400 hybrid. This was one of the hybrid technology Enviro 400s. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just one of those models where it's one of those buses where it's just on display. And of course, it does have a really, really unique back. It's got that same. I'll just get this one. It's got that same design. It's not except the number plate is down there. That one's up there. It's still got the fans. It doesn't say anything on there. That one's 16. This one's got two hybrid. This is where the hybrid stuff comes in, like the back here. So definitely unique. They're very unique indeed. So this one's reaching new heights, driving down emissions. Definitely a really rare one. You don't see these ones very often. Basically all these models I have, they're not cheap. They're not a kid's toy. They are collector's items that should be kept well cared for, because nobody wants to have a broken model. Otherwise, there's no point in keeping it unless you've got super glue, then that can be solved easily. Yeah, I personally always would recommend, if you've got boxes of these buses, so I've got most of the boxes of all these Enviro 400s in the street deck, I would personally keep them all in there, because they would definitely, if you're planning to, I don't know, sell them anytime soon, definitely keep the boxes, because they will be worth way more with boxes, because you don't see them often with boxes anymore. In fact, you don't see them at all, really, since of how rare and expensive they are. But yeah, this is a really nice model. I do like that one a lot. It's a hybrid technology one. Enviro 400 hybrid. Right, next one. We got an Enviro 400 MMC from Modelbus. This one runs on the X3 route to Bournemouth. I don't know if I spelled that right. It goes to Bournemouth and the cathedral. It goes to Cathedral City. It shows all where it goes on the back and the sides, and that's also quite nice there, like the details on there. X3 to Bournemouth. It's free Wi-Fi, so if you go on this bus, you will get free Wi-Fi. think these still do run on that route, because as you know, Modelbus does like its Enviro 400 MMCs. And this one is this one's not cheap either, but you can still get these. They're at around the 40 to 55 quid mark, so around the same price as the Enviro 400s, but the Enviro 400s are getting harder to find though. These ones are still being made, so you can still get this, though it's, once again, as I've said, it's not a kid's toy, it's not cheap, and it's definitely not easy to find. None of these buses are easy to find. So it's the XP livery, so that's the Enviro 400 MMC done. Now, this is the other one I was talking about when I got the Metro line for £20. I also got this one for £20. This is the Plaxton President, I don't remember what it's called, Metro line. This used to run in London years ago. It does not run in London anymore. It's a shame, but as I say, all good things must come to an end at some point. This used to run on the route 82 to Victoria Station via Finchley Road. Now, the rear does open on this one, but for some reason it doesn't ever budge, so I'm not going to mess with that. It's got this old, it's got that old destination thing. It's just a pretty basic livery. It's not much different to this Enviro 400. If you compare these two, this one's definitely got a more modern signage, although that is definitely an old sign still. This one is the older bus. So that is definitely a pretty nice one. Big bus shows, as I've said, they are the best place to go get these, but I would strongly suggest, when you get these, keep them for yourself. Don't give them to small children, because the higher chances are these will break. Because, I'm not saying that children aren't careful, but they get a little bit excited sometimes and they break them. Because I've had some of these before and I have broken them when I was little, so I don't dare mess with them now, since I've learned the consequences of what happens if I play around with them. As like little toy cars, they're not. They are collectibles, and they are not to be fiddled around with. Unless you're doing a stop motion. If you're doing a stop motion video, then they're okay to use, but don't use them for too long, because these are very delicate models. So that's the Plaxton President. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong though. Again, the older ones I don't understand. The only ones I know are the Enviro 400s and the Omni Cities and Geminis. And last one. This is a model I don't think anyone on YouTube has reviewed. This is the Connect Bus Leyland National livery. Now this model here used to sell for like £20 odd in Norwich bus station over 10 years ago. There were not many of these made. I think there was only like 100 or 50 of these made, and yeah, they are insanely hard to find. And since Connect Bus is my local company, I had to get this one. I literally, when I saw on eBay for 50 quid, I had to take it, because this model here is gonna go insanely up in price in the next couple of months. Because if people find out about it, then they will start going higher in price. I keep this model in spot on condition. I never mess with it, because it's such a rare model. You never see this ever. Like, I'm gonna ask in the comments, when was the last time you went online and you saw a Connect Bus model like this for sale? That's the main question I'm going to ask here. When was the last time you saw a Connect Bus model on for sale? Now, I will mention one thing. I am currently customizing a Connect Bus Optare Delta model. It's not the one that, if you search on Google Connect Bus Optare Delta, it is not the one that you've already seen complete. That is not my one, that is somebody else's. But we are currently adding the decals to it. We've just finished painting the sides. All we got to do is the back, add the decals, and we are done with that Optare Delta, which I will be reviewing next video, which might not be out for might not be out for a couple of days, since, as we know, how long these buses take to paint. They are definitely quite the work when it comes to painting them. We've also got a Leyland Lynx model at the office as well, so that's also going to be repainted soon. We won't be reviewing that anytime soon, since that is a very complicated model to do. We have currently ordered another Enviro 400 on the way. It's due to arrive on, I think, the 15th. It's a what's it called? It's a enzyme bus. We will not be keeping it in its livery. We will be repainting that into a Connect Bus. I've actually got something here. If I can reach it. Got it. So this is not a model. This is literally just a template. This is 628. This is, if any of you watching this are local to Norfolk, you will know by now that this is the 8th livery that you see on Connect Bus 628, and it used to be our Park and Ride. We won't review this one too much, since it's literally just a card model, but the enzyme bus that we've ordered, that will go into this livery, so that is well good to know. We are getting a Connect Bus model. Thanks to Connect Bus themselves, we were able to get the actual the official templates from them, so that's a big shout out to Connect Bus there for that. So we will definitely be using that for our model that's arriving. We've also ordered a Sanders. If you guys are local to Norwich, you will know that Sanders coaches, they're yellow buses. We've ordered one of those models as well. So that's another one to look forward to that's arriving. We won't be painting that, since you don't see Sanders models very often either. It's almost been 30 minutes since I started this video, so I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for watching this video. This video was inspired by Modelbuses98. I watched his videos for years on how he keeps his bus models clean and how he takes care of them, and also when he does reviews of the Enviro 400s, that inspired me to get my own models and do reviews all like his. So that was so he's definitely inspired me a lot. I won't be talking much more, since it has been 30 minutes since I started the video, so I am now going to end the video. Thank you all for watching, and hope you have a good day or night, whenever you're watching, wherever you're watching from. Hope you stay safe, have fun, and of course, peace out.